All right, Randy Walker coming to you from the site of the Lorraine Motel here in Memphis, Tennessee. And this is the site of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th, 1968. So I'm gonna do a little walk and talk while give a little history lesson. So there's the famous sign for the motel, which you can see in your history books and on so many videos and still photos of that awful afternoon, evening. Let's go on the other side here of the sign there, where it says, "I have a dream," MLK, Martin Luther King, his most famous saying. So anyway, the Lorraine Motel here. Behind us, you can see the flower area outside of room 306, which was where Martin Luther King was when he was struck by an assassin's bullet. I believe it was just after 6 p.m. on April 4th, 1968. The alleged shooter was James Earl Ray, who was, I guess, in that area that's blocked off. That used to be a boarding house, and that's where he allegedly shot Martin Luther King Jr. With a rifle. He pleaded guilty after they caught him. It was like 2 months later in London. He had a fake Canadian passport, and he admitted guilt, but then he wanted to withdraw it, and there's all sorts of conspiracy theories, that he was not the gunman, or he was part of a conspiracy, etc. But James Earl Ray allegedly shot from right that area there. But yeah, Dr. Martin Luther King was in Memphis to help a sanitation workers situation, strike, etc. And somebody's in a megaphone here. And so there's a person who's talking on their megaphone there. I'm not sure what she's saying. So anyway, on April 4th, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King was here to support a sanitation strike, and he was just about to go out to dinner with his associates, including Ralph David Abernathy, Andrew Young, Jesse Jackson, and they were on the terrace there outside of room 306 when the bullet hit Dr. Martin Luther King in the cheek, and he was pronounced dead about an hour later. So the hotel continued to operate until about 1982, and then it was going under foreclosure, and many black leaders here in Memphis combined their resources and bought the motel and changed it into a National Civil Rights Museum, which you can see right there. And we have some young people here, of course, learning all about the great life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, which is great. And this is a wonderful area of remembrance. You have some kiosks here which have videos and explain the whole situation. You have the wreath there adorning where Dr. Martin Luther King was when he was struck by the assassin's bullet. Really great to see these young folks here learning about Dr. King. So yeah, they did a really great job here But it is interesting though, because this is an area that is famous for a tragic event, an assassination. And, I really wish that some of the areas where Martin Luther King had a positive experience was a little more celebrated and restored, as this place is. And I'm particularly talking about Selma, Alabama. I don't know if you've ever been to Selma, Alabama. I was there, and I did a video which you can see on my Randy Walker Walks channel, Randolph Walker channel, where I walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And I was a little disappointed, very disappointed at the status of that area. I mean, that's one of the great, with his march from Selma to Montgomery. That is one of the highlights of Martin Luther King's career, but that place is very destitute and is not really a big tourist attraction or attractive tourist attraction. But it would be great if that was a little bit more restored, like this area is. I'll just do a couple of other little videos here, close-ups. There's a nice mural in the background. I'm not sure who all those folks are, but here it is, National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel. And there's a plaque. That's the museum hours, etc.
Sorry.
That's kind of neat with the old throwback cars, just how it was in 1968. And there, another nice plaque. They said one to another, "Behold, here cometh the dreamer. Let us slay him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams." Genesis 37:19-20. Ralph David Abernathy, president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Martin Luther King Jr., January 15, 1929 to April 4th, 1968. Yeah, it is a little surreal being here. You've seen so many of those historic photos and read about it in your history books, and here we are actually in person. So it is a little surreal. But if you're ever in Memphis, this is absolutely worth a visit. There's also a bunch of nice restaurants in the street up here. Beale Street's about 2 miles down the road there. So that's where we'll end our video. Lorraine Motel, Memphis, Tennessee, site of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. and now a National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel. Randy Walker, over and out.